family together to their father and to heaven. But she has also sustained the memory of Tonye Harry. How many women will go to this extent for you when you're no longer there? It is when you run into trouble, you lose your job, you lose your life, you lose your wealth, you lose your health, that you actually know the value of who you married. I want to say today, Soti, we are very, very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. I also want to say to all of us here, why are we here today? I didn't have much thought as to what I would say here this evening, but when I was talking to my friends this afternoon, and I was telling them that the default state of man is not life but death. We are actually born to die. We are not born to live. From the minute you're born, you start dying. Your body is just struggling to go back to its default state. You're the one that has to struggle to keep alive. But it is not a battle that anybody wins. Ultimately, all of us will lose that battle at one point or the other. Everybody will die. So, that is the way life is. Now, what is death and what is life? I tell people that life is nothing but consciousness, and death is the loss of that consciousness. And consciousness is not a singular thing. Consciousness is shared. Because we are here today, we share in the consciousness of this moment. And so, while you may not be physically present in a place, it does not stop you from being able to share in what happened in that place. And as long as you can share in what happens, you're not dead. You are alive. So for those of us who knew Tonye, who shared times with Uncle T, who breathed and lived his generosity, who laughed with him and drank with him, as long as we are alive, Tonye is not dead. Because that consciousness of him is still with us. And what Soti and the family has done today is to try to promote that consciousness, to make sure that it continues to subsist, so that Tonye will continue to live in the minds and hearts of those who are alive. That is why we are here today. As long as we are alive, Tonye is not dead. But when all those who remember you, when all those who know you, when all those who can talk of you have passed on, and nobody talks of you anymore, nobody remembers you anymore, that is when you die. And for some people, this can happen 6 months after you die. For some people, it can happen 2 months, 2 weeks. Today is the 10th anniversary of Tonye's passing. We are gathered here to talk about him, to celebrate his consciousness, because he's still alive. The purpose of this foundation, therefore, is to ensure that Tonye does not die. If this foundation does what it is meant to do, which is to promote the ideals that Tonye stood for, to continue to do the things that Tonye loved to do when he was alive, help people, educate them, support them, be nice to them, be kind to them, Tonye will continue to live. And he will not only continue to live, he will outlive a lot of us that are in this hall, if we ourselves do not change our ways and live our own lives in such a way that people will also remember us and promote our consciousness when we are no more. Tonye lived a good life, and I'm very, very proud of him. I want to say that this is Christmas Eve. Tomorrow is Christmas Day. I left everything and came here. Tomorrow morning I'll go back to Abuja to be with my family because of the name Tonye Harry. Tonye was a friend. He was not the kind of friend that you look for when you are in problem. He was the kind of friend that will look for you when you are in problem. You will be in your house, Tonye is at your door, trying to inquire, trying to help, trying to support. He was that kind of friend. And so it is with great pride that I come here today to be part of the launching of this foundation. I want to thank Imangi Mama Fubisto for the role that you have taken on as chairman of this foundation. I love the way you expressed it. I am very happy that you have remained committed to the memory of Tonye Harry. You have continued to do everything to remind the world of who this man was, what he stood for, and what he meant to all of us. I believe that this foundation will achieve much more than we expect. And by the grace of Almighty God, it will continue to grow from strength to strength. I know that people are always very worried when politicians catch the microphone. They think that we will not leave the rostrum. I want to assure you, Shegun, that this is no time for that kind of thing. I'm not going to say anything political. I know you said that I'm qualified to speak about the politics of Tonye Harry. I'm not only qualified to speak about the politics of Tonye Harry, I can speak about the politics of Rivers State. But today is not for politics. Today is for us to promote the consciousness of a friend and a brother whose life, whose trajectory cut across all political boundaries. He was a friend to all, irrespective of politics.